Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos reseller channel. I'm Star. If you're new here or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. It does help us feed our hungry hippos. Today is March 26th and it's a Wednesday. You know what Wednesday means? It's time for Midweek Motivation. This is the video every week where I give you a pep talk while you watch me work. Hopefully you brought some work with you, so everybody's multitasking and getting motivated together. Today we're going to talk about the power of small habits and how you can build small habits into big wins through consistency. I talk about routines and building good habits on this channel all the time, and today I really want to focus on the power of just creating little tiny habits each day that will lead you into consistency, which leads you into success. Imagine you decide that you're going to start drinking a glass of water every morning. It's not a big deal. It's a tiny action. It's not going to be life-changing, but it's something you've decided you're going to do. It takes less than a minute and it barely disrupts your routine. It's just one tiny action you're adding to your morning. A week later, you're feeling a bit more energized, maybe less hungry. Maybe you're snacking less. A month in, maybe you're noticing that your skin is clear and you're not reaching for salty snacks as often. By the end of the first month and going into the second month, it's automatic. You no longer have to remind yourself or think about it. You're automatically on autopilot getting up and reaching for that glass of water every morning. By the end of the year, you have built yourself a foundation of healthy hydration that has quietly snuck into your morning routines and become a part of your life while transforming your health. That is the magic of a small habit. They're unassuming. They're not a big deal. But over time, they do compound into life-changing results. It does take about 30 days to build a small change into a consistent habit. Consistency is the secret. It's not about making grand, heroic efforts. It's not about biting off more than you can chew or creating grandiose goals and setting yourself up for disaster. It's about showing up every day with a small intention. Think about it like planting a seed. You're not going to seed the tree overnight. You're going to plant the seed and consistently create a habit of watering it and giving it sunlight and trusting the process. And then one day you'll look up and there's that tree that grew. Small habits stack up layer by layer until the wins are undeniable. So it's also along the same lines of when you create your large goals, not only should you be making sure that they're realistic, but you have to create small goals. You're not going to have 100 listings on eBay, make a goal of having 5,000 and wake up tomorrow or next month or even 3 months from now with those 5,000 listings. You have to make the plan. I'm going to list X amount a day. I'm going to source this much. I'm going to have this plan in place. And then you're going to create small, consistent habits over time to get you to where you want to be. Reading is another good example. If you commit to just 10 pages a day, that's around 15 minutes for the average reader, maybe a little less if you read fast, maybe a little bit longer if you read slow, but on average, most folks can read 10 pages in 15 minutes. And then in a month, you finish the book. So if you're part of a book club or you want to read self-help books or books to help you with your business and you don't like to read as much, you can set these goals to read for just 10 minutes a day. Read over your lunch. That's what I always recommend to folks who say they want to start reading or they want to join a book club, but they're not a voracious reader who's going to sit down every evening and finish a book in 3 hours the way I do. I love to read. But one of the consistent ways you can implement reading into your life, and this doesn't just go for, fiction fun books like I read. You can get so many books on so many different subjects on how to garden, how to knit, how to win friends and influence people. But reading on your lunch is one of the best ways you can implement reading, because most folks, when they eat lunch, are doom scrolling or chatting or gossiping at work or not doing something productive. You can read a book. I read a book every day at lunch, but I love to read. So even reading fiction is good for your brain, by the way. You're getting knowledge. You're getting facts about places you've never been to. I would really recommend people read. It's good for you. But you can think of this in exercise as well. If you're really out of shape, you commit to walking 5 minutes a day. And when that starts to feel easy, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Before you know it, in the 6th month, you're walking 2 hours, you've lost weight, you feel great. You just have to start small and create those habits and do them consistently. Small hobbits. I'm not editing that out because that's really funny. Small hobbits are small, yes. And small hobbits also like consistency and routine. If you have ever watched the movies or read the books, hobbits like to live in the Shire and they have their little routines and their meals. But what I meant to say was small habits. Small habits work because they dodge the overwhelm. Big goals like 5,000 active listings, lose 100 pounds, write a novel, read 10 books this year, feel like mountains. They feel overwhelming. Any big goal feels overwhelming and feels like a mountain. But how about walk for 10 minutes, read 1 chapter, list 10 items. You can do that, and that doesn't feel overwhelming at all. That's just a little tiny pebble that you can pick up and carry with you every day. You can add to it as you go along. If things become routine for you and easy, you can always add more to your load. But you aren't climbing the mountain today. You're just taking the first step. That's all. You're just taking a step. You're picking that pebble up to put in your pocket. And another thing a lot of people don't think about when creating routines, it's a free dopamine hit. It truly is. When you create a new routine and you do it every day and you feel successful about it, it's a dopamine hit. Dopamine is that chemical in your brain that works on rewards. It's a neurotransmitter that is released when we experience pleasurable activities. It is essential for the smooth and coordinated movements of your body. It is essential for motivation. It is essential for happiness. People who have more dopamine tend to persist in more goal-directed activities in their life. It helps you to focus, stay attentive on tasks. It helps your memory. And it contributes to overall feelings of well-being and happiness. Dopamine's a great thing. And there's lots of easy ways to get a good hit of dopamine. One of the silliest ways I like to do is looking at animals. I go outside and put food out, and then I watch my squirrels and my chipmunks eat. Or I go online and I look at hamsters or puppies. That fills me with so much joy. That's my dopamine hit. But also, I make my bed each morning, and that's a habit I started about 20 years ago when I first started following Fly Lady. You've probably heard me talk about her before. She has a system in place where for 15 minutes a day, you basically clean and you create good habits and you have a nice clean home and you feel successful and you feel good about yourself because you're sticking to a plan. It's kind of the same thing. I make my bed every morning. It's the first thing I do, and it makes me feel accomplished. It's already one thing I can cross off my to-do list that morning. And every morning when I do it, I do get a small rush of dopamine that consistently for 20 years I've been making my bed, and I have already accomplished the task every morning. And I love the way it looks. It's just pretty when it's made. And at the end of the day, on the other end of it, when I climb into a nice made bed and I have the exact amount of sheets I want, and Keith has his exact amount on his side, it's a lot nicer than crawling into a bed with balled up sheets and trying to detangle yourself from the blankets. It does give you dopamine. Think about when you make a to-do list. Every time you cross something off or check it off, don't you feel good? I'm guilty of, at the end of the day, adding more to that list. So if I've completed my to-do list and it's the end of the day, and I actually, let's say I cross-posted 10 items to Macari, but I wasn't planning on it, I'll write cross-post Macari and check it off. Vacuum the living room, check it off. If there were things I did that weren't on my list, I write them on my list just so I can get that satisfaction and that dopamine hit of crossing it off. There's really something to be said for creating a routine and habits that you stick to, that you feel rewarded and accomplished for completing each day. And it can be as small as drinking a glass of water in the morning to something as large as committing to taking a walk each day or an exercise routine. Like I said, it takes about 30 days, but once you've been doing something consistently, it does become a part of you. It's autopilot. Like unless I really have to use the restroom in the morning, I cannot leave my bedroom until that bed is made, because it's such a part of me now that I have to make it in the morning. And then when I think about the rest of my morning, everything kind of goes in a specific routine, the same each morning. And you probably do the same. Some people, brush their teeth and then shower. Some people shower and then brush their teeth. Whatever your morning routine looks like, I guarantee you that you've been doing the same tasks in the same order for years. And that's how small habits and routines build up to become autopilot. Most of us, without even trying, do have a morning routine and then an afternoon routine and an evening routine. You're just going to build on that. You're going to add to it. So the beauty of these small habits is compounding them. Just like how money will grow over time in the bank as it accumulates interest, your habits will accumulate interest. They will grow over time with repetition. If you start walking 5 minutes a day, soon you can do 10, soon you can do 15. Before you know it, you can walk an hour and you're not even winded and you're in shape and you feel great. Habits like roll downhill and get bigger, like a snowball, like how it would roll downhill and just gather more snow and get larger. Habits do create the ability within yourself to keep adding to them without it feeling like a hardship. When you create these little tiny habits that you're going to start doing each day, as they get easier and you compound them and you add more and you add your interest and it's getting bigger, you don't even really notice it. It's not a hardship. In fact, it's an accomplishment. What happens if you miss a day? It's not a big deal. Just don't miss 2 or 3 in a row. The power lies in the streak, not in the perfection. So if you miss a day when you're creating new habits, it's okay. Forgive yourself. Figure out why you missed it. If it was something out of your control, just pick yourself up and continue onward. It's okay to miss a day. Just don't miss consistent days and keep falling off the wagon, so to speak. If you miss a day because you just don't feel like it, maybe it's time to rethink things. And I talk about that with goals all the time too. If you've dedicated yourself to, let's say walking on the treadmill and you just keep not doing it. Maybe you're like me and don't like to walk. I have a treadmill and I force myself on it, but I feel like a hamster on a wheel. I really don't like it. I've tried watching TV, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks. It's facing a window. I don't like it. I like outside. I will go outside and walk for 2 hours before I will do 15 minutes on a treadmill. And I know that about myself. And so when I find that I skip a day, I know it's because I should have went for a walk outside. But unfortunately, I live in a place where the weather doesn't always cooperate. But yeah, if you miss a day, it's not a big deal. Even if you miss a day intentionally, sometimes it's okay to say, I'm not doing it today. Whatever it is. It's okay to play hooky from stuff once in a while. But you have to make sure you don't make a habit of that. Don't make a habit of not doing your habits. Pick something tiny for your reselling business. That's my challenge this week. Pick something small and pick something for your personal life too. I mean, I'm not here just to motivate you to be a better reseller. I mean, 90% of what I do is to motivate you to be a more successful small business owner and reseller, to help you be more productive, to help you accomplish your goals and be successful and make more money. Sure. And I said 90%, but it's probably less than that because I'm always talking about work-life balance and finding things to do that you love and hobbies. That's all super important. So maybe my channel's 50-50. Maybe there's balance here. I'm such a nerd. But pick something small that's not a hobbit, but a habit. And just do it. Start making your bed every morning. Start listing 10 things on a new platform this month. But I dare you. It's not even a challenge. People don't rise to challenges, but they sure do rise to dares, don't they? Pick something small and do it today, right now. It's middle of the afternoon on a random Wednesday at the end of March. You don't have to wait for tomorrow, for Monday, next month, next quarter, next year to start something new. You don't. I think a lot of people try to push things off to, oh, Monday morning's the start of a new week. Start today. If it's 2:30, 8 p.m., start it. And then do it again tomorrow. And then guess what? Do it again Friday. And then just keep doing it day after day. You'll watch all these ripples turn into these waves. Consistency really doesn't demand that much from you. Consistency is just asking you to start small and keep going. The big wins, well, they'll sneak up on you. And when they do, you will see that the smallest steps can take you the farthest. Go choose something small to start today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.